Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Auto Chess Regional Finals for Oceania. I'm Matt Fisher. Joining me is No Iron Shirt. Jason, how you doing?
I'm doing not iron at all.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Looks
so I'm
great.
good. I'm good. That was yeah. So good game one, and then we're gonna head into game two. Pretty much a lot to look forward to. I think. We saw Frosty there dominating game one with his Knight Glacier and the Agassiz build. So strong game one coming out from him. But we do see some potential there. We mentioned earlier on with the Marauder, his feathered build, unfortunate to finish at 5th, just missing out the one extra point.
Yep.
And then we saw Zangu getting knocked out before Phantom. So
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Some upsets there. A
Yeah,
few
some
different
upsets.
players getting knocked out unexpectedly before the player that we respected got knocked out. Shots, one of them, surviving a 1 hit point in order to against the player that got knocked out before him, and then managed to pick up the 2nd place there, so getting the 7 points for his finish. Frosty taking home the 9 points, and again, this is the final round for Group A, and this is an elimination round. So the bottom 2 from this round will be eliminated from the tournament. We'll see the 4 players in the middle of the pack proceed to the next round. And the top 2 players, based on their points, as well as any sort of tiebreakers we'll have to apply if we do get to that situation, will then move into the grand finals of Oceania, which will be taking place next week. And in those grand finals, they will be selecting the 4 players that go directly into the APAC rivals. The top 3 from the APAC rivals will be heading over to China to play in Drodo's Auto Chess Invitational. So we'll have to see how far these players can get. And we're going into round number 2. Which is going to be our elimination round, and we'll have to keep you guys updated with the points, because as early as the first 15 rounds or so, you might actually know who the potential players for elimination are. Really looking at players like Ram Ranch, he's probably the one that is the most likely to be eliminated. He's really gunning for a top 2 finish, because even the middle of the pack here might not be enough, especially if some of the bottom few players get a much better score going into this round.
And then we see that Zangu is heading towards the Feathered Hunter build, picking up 2 Agassiz Ranger there. And then Molotov also trying to build up into the God Mage build. He saw how strong it could be in the previous round. So yeah. Shots, meanwhile, picking up 2 Touch Champions. So might head into a Warrior build, but it's still early to say. Touch Champions are very, very good early game units as well. If you can pick up another beast unit to give it the beast buff, and can put him to a good streak to maybe round 6 to 7. Oh, level 2 Heaven Bomber here.
That's quick, and he's already got Goblin Synergy as well.
Yep.
So first few rounds for Phantom should be secured him. Shouldn't be meeting too much resistance, and he still has another chant round to go through here, so he's going to be completely fine going through this, and should be fairly happy going into the next PvP round.
Yeah. If he could get another Soul Breaker there, he's going to dominate throughout the early games. So yeah, looking pretty good for Phantom.
Shots is again the only player that's decided to take his piece and run around the board with, by the way. He wants to be a chess piece, really badly.
He wants to get all the attention.
Finds a couple of warriors for himself here, so could probably go for the Knight Synergy, just the 2-cost Knight Synergy. Has the opportunity to go for the Warrior Synergy as well, but valuing the single Hell piece going onto the board here, so that Hell Knight will be able to get some additional true damage going on.
Yeah, the true damage and the stun, as well as early game magical damage. Ooh, about regen very early on for that level 2 Heaven Bomber. Facing off against Zangu as well. Zangu with the level 2 Agassiz Ranger. Agassiz Ranger level 2 can just stay in a safe area, and but that Heaven Bomber with the skill at the right time on the right unit is gonna.
You can see that even though his Goblin Synergy went onto the worst possible piece, it still just ripped through everybody there. Heaven Bomber is incredibly strong at rank 2.
And yep, clutched it. So Marauder unfortunately losing to Frosty here. But yeah, he's got
Marauder as well. When he came into the first day of the Oceanic qualifiers, typed in all chat just before the lobby started saying Witcher build, Feather build still bugged, don't build it.
Trying to trick his opponent, and then maybe that's how he got all the way through to this round. Yeah, so Good start here from Ran Ranch as well. Level 2 Skybreaker and level 2 Task Champion. And we're gonna see all the items here from the players, and
Shots again, smurfing, getting 4 items very early on.
Yeah.
Somehow always ends up with these items.
yeah, but you gotta say like the other players got combined some of their items as well. So, well,
That's not meant to be there.
Yep.
Get that off my screen. Thank you very much. Hey.
so
Didn't
that
see it come
Skybreaker
back.
might go down to that Wind Ranger. Oh,
Doesn't get the mini stuns off in time, so Wind Ranger still able to get that final attack. Shot's also able to win his round. He's got the Red Axe clan buff going on here with the 2 Red Axe chiefs and a swordsman.
I'm interested to see if anyone could go on a very, very long streak here, like the previous game, like what happened to Lad, I believe it was. Yeah. And a 2 Hell Knight here. He has some thinking to do here, whether he wants to go full Knight's build, but he's missing out a lot of key pieces. He wants an Agali Knight very early on as well for the true damage and heal. Oh, level 2 God of War here.
And the nice thing about having 2 Hell Knights is, 1, they already do good single target DPS and have some good single target stuns, and 2, if you're running 2 of the same piece, it doesn't remove the synergy, so both of them are going to be able to keep that additional true damage they'll get from their class passive.
And then God of War here will tank most of the damage. Draw Sniper, even at level 1, is going to be very, very strong, because the main thing about Draw Sniper is just try to keep him alive as long as possible. His attack speed and his high damage will compensate for his lack of HP. So we are seeing Lad here getting destroyed by Phantom. Phantom does have a level 2 Heaven Bomber to defeat him this round.
Still really early into it, so we're just seeing the starting pieces of the match being picked up here and there. These compositions will very surely go through a couple of changes and iterations, just like we saw in the first round.
Zangu going for the Feathers build, and then 3 2-star unit here, 4 actually with the Soulbreaker. He level up there so that he can put that Soulbreaker in. Frosty is gonna be very, very strong in the early games. Oh, we just cut into Lad, and Lad is struggling a little bit here. He got a lot of pairs, but no 2-star unit against a player that has almost full board of 2 stars. He's gonna go down very quickly here.
It's the blessing and the curse once again, but I mean, we've got, if you have those pairs on your bench and pairs on the board, higher chance that you'll get that 3-cost piece, but when this happens, your board is just completely filled. You can't find those 2 stars to go up against your opponent like Frosty here. You're definitely going to take a little bit of damage from that.
And you have a dilemma there, because you don't really know if I should pick this up. Maybe I could get a 2-star on the next round, or maybe I should just let it go and then maybe go open fort just to pick up those valuable goals and try to roll later on. But yeah, very tough start for him. And Phantom here with 3 2-star units as well. Very good 2-star units. Soulbreaker, Whisper Seed, and he's got a Warpwood Sage as well. He could possibly transition into Feathered Hunter with those goblins being part-timers. Gonna stick around for a bit just to carry him through. And then now Frosty got 5 level 2 units with 2 Turbo Witcher as well. 2 Turbo Witcher, 2 level 2 Turbo Witcher in round 8. That means it's very likely that he will get a 3-star Turbo Witcher in this game. And that's going to be crucial.
And Turbo Witcher is one of those, pieces that does very well in the early game just due to the mana drain that he has. Any sort of duel he goes up against, the opponent's not going to have a skill ready to use, and Turbo Witcher does have some really good base stats available for himself. But when you get into the mid-game, you really need him to be that 3-star piece, because he doesn't have an ability himself. It is a passive ability, and when you go up against some of the better pieces, the 3, the 4-star pieces in the mid-game, they start to shred through. It's only when you can get the feathered comp online, in the rare chance you do go towards that demon synergy that a lot of people like to look towards. It can be very useful, but like you said, really looking towards that 3-star piece. And Zangu here just sitting on 4 feathered pieces very early into the match.
but he doesn't have any don't really have much damage output there. He's only relying on the Agassiz Ranger, so that's gonna be worrying for him. Meanwhile, Phantom is looking pretty good. He's just missing out on one Walkwood stage to actually give enough tankiness to his composition. He got enough damage output from that level 2 Soulbreaker. Look at that Soulbreaker go with his skill dealing magical damage as well. And cutting through his opponent. Ram Ranch goes down and he managed to defend his chessboard successfully.
Not a single person being able to maintain their full streak as well going into round 10, so very even towards top side of the map. You've got Molotov shots both falling down fairly drastically here, probably going to try and tank up their next few rounds, similar to what we saw Marauder do in the first round, look towards that round 15 breakpoint. Round 10 could be one of your nice breakpoints as well. It's where you get to bridge over some of your income. Shots and Molotov both have over 30 gold, so they'll be picking up the extra 3 gold.
Molotov is actually looking really good here, even though he is at the bottom. And he's got 2 2-star units, 2 very tanky units. But he's got 35 gold in his pocket. So that's going to be huge.
Which will accelerate, because if he is able to just hold on to that 35 gold now, he'll go over 50 in round 11, over 40 in round 11, and then by round 12 he'll have over 50 gold. So if he does want to open up the fort a little bit, going into round 13, 14, he'll have that 60, 70 gold mark where he'll be able to roll aggressively, will be able to be aggressive and start to see if, you know, he wants to stay on that 50 gold benchmark, pick up the additional income of 5 gold per round, or potentially rolling down towards 30, 40 gold. In your opinion, what do you think is the better option at the moment? Because when Auto Chess was first released, a lot of, you know, top tier players were saying you need to get to 50 gold as soon as possible and don't dip below 50 gold unless you absolutely have to, because that's how you maximize your income. Now we're seeing, you know, the more aggressive builds, players high rolling very early on into aggressive compositions, trying to cheese their way through big win streaks. And now there's a split opinion of, do you really need to go towards 50 gold? Are you holding at maybe 40, even 20 and 30 are considered very good numbers? In your opinion, what should people look towards as where they should be saving gold, or what do you think an optimal number is right now?
My golden rule is try not to lose too much HP when you are holding on to 50 gold. If you're losing too much HP, try to roll it down to 40, give it to your EXP, or give it to on re-rolling if you are above level 7. But also very important to actually look at what your opponent are doing. If they are rolling hard as well, you might want to consider rolling to get the key chess pieces that you need to make up your composition, or maybe give your key pieces 2 stars. And that's gonna be a lot of decision making at a very, very high level. And these players are the top of the top in the Oceania region, and they will have a lot of these key moments to actually think about what they want to do with their goal.
Especially when we get to see, you know, players like Nimby play in the next round, who currently, if I'm not mistaken, he got 2 first-place finishes in his qualifier. That's to go directly into the top 16, and everyone in his lobby, I believe Marauder was one of the first players that had to play against him in that first round of 8, and everyone was just like, thanks, good luck everyone except for Nimby, who you got first place, you don't have to play anymore.
Yeah, Nimby, one of the strongest player to come out here in this Oceania region. Yeah, I did manage to do some practice rounds with him yesterday, and he looks pretty good.
Unlike me, ladies and gentlemen, Tristan is very high ranked on Auto Chess. I think I'm, Bishop 3 or something since I last checked.
I struggled a little bit this season as well. I was stuck at King 2 for
I was stuck at King 2. Oh, I feel so bad for you. I'm going to cry.
Yeah, but you see all this, there are over thousands and thousands of Queen players right now, and only a handful of them manage to get into APAC rivals. So you do see very, very high level of competition in this game, and that's great to see, actually.
Which, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, if you have been looking at the ranks of the players on the right, that is a complete lie. These are the top 16 players that went through our ranked online qualifiers as well as our offline qualifiers on mobile. where they played a very similar system to what we have now. Same point system, they just had more elimination rounds, so it's not as brutal. You had to be in the bottom 2 at least twice in a row. Some players even played a total of 4 rounds in order to make it into today's tournament. And for the broadcast itself, we have transitioned over to the PC client. So a lot of players, playing on PC for the first time. A lot of them are just logging in last night for the very first time to try out the PC client. A few differences here and there. We are a patch backwards, no item distribution going on now.
Yeah.
And the PC client is available for open beta, so go over and check out the Auto Chess website if you guys too want to play on the PC client. It's completely separate from mobile. You can link your 2 accounts, but you cannot play against mobile players on the PC client.
Not yet, apparently. Yeah. So we do see Phantom actually grinded a bit more than the other players. He's got to Night 1. You can see his rank on it next below his name. But the other players, like you said, mainly just played custom games with other players. We opened up some practice rooms for them yesterday throughout the day. And yeah, they managed to put some practice in, get familiar with the PC version. And some of them might be paying off. So back to the game, Frosty sitting handsomely at the top. Oh, well, the caster curse dropped to second place there.
Frosty's no longer sitting at the top again.
Yep.
But we can kind of see what you were talking about earlier. Ramranch at 25 gold, Frosty at 30, Phantom at 30, Zangu at 40. Everyone really hovering around that middle 30 to 40 mark. And the players that really pushed for 50 gold in the first few rounds have started to use it aggressively to try and get themselves out of troughs. I mean, Shots here currently sitting at 39% hit points, and he came second in the last round, so it should secure him at least 5th or 6th place. But if you do come in last, there is a probability that the board gets flipped and suddenly you're looking at elimination in your first 2 rounds of the tournament.
Yep. We do see the bottom player here, Shots, picking up that crucial level 2 Dragon Knight.
At round 14.
Yes, and he's got 4 Knight synergy going on as well with Berserker. That Berserker at level 1 might not be so good, but he do need some extra damage output. Let's see how he will do against Led. God of War is not doing anything.
Oh, but Dragon Knight's going to just transform. And yep, God of War, unfortunately, when he's off to the side like that, he doesn't attack. He's just blocking damage, looking to ramp up his ability and slam his shield. So not getting too much off at the side here for Led. Might want to reconsider his position. That's probably the second time we've called out Led for his positioning. The first time he had his Dragon Knight was up in front and it was actually getting bursted out before a fight could start here. You can see that's going to help out Shots. Definitely a winnable position for him now that he's got that Dragon Knight as well as the Knight synergy available. And that's the toughest piece to get to level 2. So the rest of this should be a breeze as long as he's able to hold on to his income and not take too much damage to his hit points.
You could actually stay at a low level, let's say level 7 or level 8. And then just try to roll for Hell Knight, level 2, level 3 Hell Knights, and then get Lightblade Knight on board as well. He got a level 1 Agali Knight, not looking great, but now we are on to one of the hardest neutral rounds against the Wolf Packs, and you could see that his positioning, he's placing all the ranged units in front instead of at the back, and then placing all the melee attack range units at the back. It's similar to how you would deal with an assassin build, but as we mentioned earlier on, assassin build is no longer viable in this meta unless you get really lucky with 3 stars key units like the Shadow Crawler or the Shining Assassins or the Abyssal Assassins. So
we haven't seen any assassins come out in last game, or barely ever in this game. Maybe the one odd piece here and there. During the qualifiers, from what I skimmed through, we had about 2 or 3 assassin games, and all of them finishing between the 3rd and 6th position, never breaching that top few, but oftentimes that early game damage is enough to bring you into the next level. How does he have frantic masks again? He's got 2 of them on his Berserker already.
That's ridiculous.
He's got 3. He had 2 in the last game. What is this RNG?
Yeah, so it seems like the RNG works really well for him. Shots with the 3 frantic masks, and he's not even putting the flash on.
He's put it on his Berserker.
Yeah, there we go.
He's got 3 frantic masks on his Berserker.
Yeah. The good thing about this is that he can actually decide if he wants to. If he gets a level 2 Light Blade Knight, he doesn't have one right now. If he gets a level 2 Light Blade Knight right now, he can actually sell his Berserker and then put them onto the Light Blade Knight instead.
True.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you want to try and keep it there just for the glacial synergy that works so well with Knights? Look,
Yeah.
look at him go!
The screen could barely.
He's moving faster than his frames allow.
Oh.
At this
God.
point, he's not throwing axes. He's just kind of, moving his shoulder and they fly out of him.
Yeah. Can you imagine
What
if?
the heck?
Can you imagine if a Dragon Knight with a puppet mask on him and then you got a Berserker right behind him?
no.
Oh my God.
Especially when he gets to that 2-star Berserker. The Berserker is a deceptively tanky unit, being a warrior, especially at rank 2. But seeing that he does have Knights, not very efficient to put him in front. Knights would be able to soak up a lot more damage than the Berserker or Glacial clan would be able to.
Yep. So, we do see a much more balanced game. In this game too. We don't see anyone pulling away too far apart. But shots hovering on the 39 HP there. But he's got a strong level 2 Dragon Knight to tide him through this tough part. But Molotov with a level 2 Soul Reaper, he got the God Mage composition on right now, and he just need a Storm Shaman to actually complete his build, and a God of Thunder as well. But God of Thunder is actually a luxury. If you could get God of Thunder, you can basically wreck through almost anything. But yeah. Meanwhile, Ram Ranch here have a tough decision to make. He is holding on to a lot of warrior, but he only have 2 level 2 warriors, and then he's got the Doom as well. But
He's got the KFC variety bucket build right now. A little bit of everything going on, but nothing too special.
yeah, he got 2 Saws as well, which I'm not sure what he's gonna build into. He doesn't have a Pirate Captain to actually utilize the Mage synergy if he wants to move on to the Sage. The Mage build. So yeah.
And round 20, round 22 is really where these good stuff builds starts to fall off. You can have 4 or 5 really good, 2-star, 3-cost, 2-cost units, but if you don't have those synergies in place, which do tide you through mid-game and late game, starts to hurt. Ram Wrench, not too particularly upset about it. He's still sitting at second place with 70% hit points, so he has some time to, shift through, figure out what he wants. He's at 60 gold, so it's not like he's struggling for income. Everybody is not struggling for income at this point. We have a very close game, although Shots, Led, Marauder, Molotov all sitting at the bottom of the map. A lot of them have gone on win streaks themselves and have the income to sustain through the next few rounds. Another break point coming up in 2 more rounds. That's a 3 Taboo Witcher for Frosty. That's a little bit unfortunate. He's also got the double Witcher synergy going on.
Yeah,
but nothing else. He's got no units to put on the board to assist with that.
Yeah, because he's going with the Goblin synergy, so that's gonna be very tricky for him. But Taboo Witcher should be able to. Oh, not really. Spoke too soon. He just got destroyed by Zangu with the Feathered Druids build. So yeah, Zangu. Oh, but Zangu got destroyed by God Mage as well, which is the direct counter against him, considering that his opponent is actually have a full God Mage build right now, and Shots is actually pulling away from the 8th place with his. He got a level 2 Hell Knight as well.
Surprise what Dragon Glacial can do when you have a round 12 rank 2 Dragon Knight with 3 frantic masks on a Berserker this early on. I'm absolutely shocked right now.
And Dragon Knight actually deals more damage than a level 1 Berserker, about 1,700 DPS more.
You'd have to think though when he does get rank 2 Berserker, which is quite pivotal, with 3 frantic masks on the Berserker, it is going to deal a lot of single target damage, and the later this game goes, the more that's going to be due to the fact early game. This is why it's so ridiculous he got a 2-star Dragon Knight around 12, because early game that AoE is going to shred through the 6-7 pieces on the board, but as you get towards 8 or 9 pieces, then you'll see the Berserker start to step up a little bit, dealing massive single target damage.
That 2 Soulbreaker jumped right into the Dragon Knight as well as the Berserker and got destroyed by Shots. And now he's paying for it. I'm a little worried about Frosty, although he got a first place finish in game 1. Maybe got a little bit complacent with his decision making there, going into Goblin's build. It's gonna be risky play. And yeah, Sengu losing out to Phantom. We do see a lot of players trying to hold on to their Goblins unit, but Goblin units are very good through to round 20 before you transition into your full build. But unless you are going full Goblin build, those are just part-timers, and they will be sold once the key units are into at least 2 stars.
Shots naturally on a 5-win streak. To be expected after picking up the massive units he has now. Ramrach able to pick up a 2-star source. We were wondering what he was going to do with that. We'll have to see if he does transition into a mage composition. Molotov's gone into a little bit of a god mage comp.
Yep, he got his complete God Mage comp with the Storm Shaman on his bench as well. He put on his Razor Claw. Razor Claw works really well with this composition as well because you can actually utilize the Warpwood Sage and Razor Claw as tanks, and then you just have the mage behind them deal all the damage.
And you also have to look at the right side of his bench. He's got the Unicorn there, another Warpwood Sage, as well as the Whisperwood. So he does have the ability to rank up any of his 4 druids with just 2 pieces. So that's going to come in handy as this composition develops for him. And he's in a decent spot for himself. He does have a little bit of health to, you know, use that as a buffer. Ramrach as well as 2 Dragon Knights for himself.
You see what's interesting here? Phantom actually has 2 Orb of Regen
no.
on 2 separate units. So is very unfortunate. He could actually sell one of them to make it into a refresh up. There we go. He just sold the 2 units.
He's going to use Refresher Orb.
He's going to make a refresher up. Who is he going to put it on?
Yeah, we'd love to see what Phantom is building at the moment. So, doesn't really have a good unit to put a Refresher Orb on at the moment.
Razor Claw.
Oh, that's right. Razor Claw would work. But
there we go. He just put it on.
Puts it on.
You're going to see 2 pandas on field.
He's also got 2-star archers here. He's taken both of them off the board for the time being in order to get a few different synergies here. And then sells them. I thought he would have it over the sniper for a little bit here. Seems like a much better choice. And even though he's got that refresher orb going, he actually gets shredded here by Marauder. Marauder currently sitting in 2nd place. Led, unfortunately, also going down fairly low. 60% hit points. This won't be the end of his run just yet. Going down to 8%, so another bad round like that could mean he's out of the tournament. But 21 gold in his back pocket. No breakpoint coming up soon. We are at round 22 or going into round 22, so he will have to fight another opponent, and he will really need to see what he can do with the gold he has and the bench he has at the moment.
Level 8, 21 gold, 8 HP left. With no clear idea of what he's trying to do with his composition. Oh, it's a 6 warrior beast build. This is gonna be rough. It's got level 1 werewolves. He gotta roll.
If he can find the druids, he has a rank 3 Razor Claw waiting, but he can't find those druids.
He is missing the Warpwood Sage and Whisper Seed. Both highly
he got one.
He got one.
At this point,
he's got no gold left.
He's gonna sell. Oh, he got a Medusa. We can put it in. Yes, he can. That might actually help out because he gets the Abyssal buff, giving him magic resistance, and now he's got the Warrior buff as well, and decent rank 2 units. He has to hold against Marauder. He just fought Marauder in the last round and lost quite handedly, so let's see if Led's able to hold on this time. Well, that Doom came out a little bit too late after Siren cast her ultimate, so it's going to get that first round of stuns off. You can see the Panda going to work as well on the sides. Doom Arbiter getting another ultimate off as well.
That God of War is doing work. There we go. Taking out the sniper. Just gotta deal with this Doom Arbiter.
Yeah, you're hoping for good bashes coming out here from the Panda, but
he's not gonna
win that one. So Led will be very happy. I mean, he was able to hold off down to 1 piece, but at 8% hit points, this dealing 3 damage alone. He's only got 2 more loss rounds at most in him, maybe even less than that. So. He really needs to fish for that druid. He really needs to fish for a better composition here because it's just not working out. He's sitting in last place.
And Led must be praying for werewolf or the Whisper Seed here. You just need 1 Whisper Seed to make his Level 3. Oh, he got a Tsunami Stalker.
That's
Where is he
very
gonna
early.
put? No, he doesn't need it. And Molotov trying to... Surprisingly, he is struggling a bit more than I thought he would.
He doesn't have the key pieces like rank 1 Razor Claw with 4 druids available to make the combination. That's due to this rank 3 Razor Claw being picked up here by Gled, so he's going to be very happy he was able to find those pieces. He's down to 7 gold here, and he really needs to win every single round from here on out.
That is a perfect petrify there. But now he gotta stay alive as long as possible. That Dragon Knight though at the back, just destroying him. And this could be the end for that as it goes out in game 2.
Yeah, Ramranch able to pick up the elimination. Led's going to be knocked out in the final position, getting no points for the second game played here. Phantom going up against Led, who just got eliminated, so gets a bit of martyrdom damage over towards Phantom. Knocks him down with 9 points of damage, 22%. Molotov now the next person who in the danger zone of being knocked out of round 2.
Molotov, I'm surprised. Like, he struggled because he doesn't have the Storm Shaman on board. He really needs it because Storm Shaman deals the most damage in this composition. He gambled a little bit by putting his Razor Claw. He got level 2 Razor Claw there. That might change his fortune, but he need more than that because look at shots. He's got 4 Dragon and a Glacial as well as a Agassis buff as well. Molotov shifting his units back, which he should have done, putting on 2 God of Wars, 1 at the front, 1 at the back with a Jade Pipe on one of them as well. And he's facing off against Zangu. Zangu level 3 Whisper Seed. He's got some backline units. He did very well by putting the God of War at the back there just to protect them a little bit. So he might be able to pull this through. There we go. Molotov survived another round. And that level 2 Razor Claw though, so crucial. Got it at the right time. And
well, 4 more were added to the pool recently as well, so even higher chance to upgrade that even further.
And we're going into another minion round, which means he has a chance to build up his economy more, and then hopefully get some really good key items.
Everyone's economy is currently in shambles except for Shots. I mean, the round 12 Dragon Knight himself. So, yeah, very, very lucky.
Yep.
But everyone else, you see 20, below 20 gold. Molotov does get up to 30, and going into a neutral round at 38 means he will be able to sustain a bit more and get that nice bit of extra income. Before we'll probably have to see him roll down to nothing. He needs to spend his money, and that's one of the problems of open fort and losing early on. If you do get down to, you know, sub 20% hit points, suddenly you are forced to spend your gold aggressively. You can't save, you can't wait, you can't, you know, let RNG be on your side and see a few different hands before you select the pieces you want. Feather does come out here though for Sangus, who will be pretty happy about that.
I think most importantly, he got a level 2 Dragon Knight there. And that's why he's switching out some of his weaker... switch out his Razor Claw, because his Razor Claw is just level 1. That Dragon Knight is gonna be his main damage output. Molotov, meanwhile, will survive this round.
It makes sense, he's got Dragon Feathered, so Dragon Knight's going to transform instantly. One of the dragons is a feathered unit, and then you just have the Assassin for utility. It's has a nice utility ultimate, does tank up damage by jumping into the back lines early on. My goodness, that's
It's got a level.
yeah, you know, that's winnable. I think you can win this
9
game.
win streak. 9 win streak for Shots, sitting very comfortably with 39 HP left.
His last loss was in round 12, where he acquired the level 2 Dragon Knight. And he's been on a roll since then. Tanking a bit of damage early on, but manages to find it. So his open fort was successful, and everyone else has fallen below him in hit points.
Molotov just rolled and got his
That's
level 3
insane.
Razor Claw. That's insane. That is going to be so crucial.
But again, you see, look at Molotov's score, 8% hit points, 25 gold. If he dies here, holding on to that 25 gold could have cost him a lot. There's the Razor Claw summoning the Panda. Panda's going to come in for the bash slaps at Dragon Knight at the very back here from Ramranch. Shoulder looking good. Just can't deal with that rank 3 Razor Claw. So Molotov's defensive strategy of picking up the 27 gold, 28 gold is going to pay off, getting him some
very
more.
dangerously low right now.
He's fallen down towards the last few positions. Him, Molotov, and Phantom all 1 round away from being eliminated. Frosty as well. We have a really close race here, and it's very important. 7th, 6th, and 5th positions pick up 1, 2, and 3 points respectively. And like you mentioned during the last round, the 4th place position gets a nice jump of 2 extra points to 5 points here. So Frosty, Ramranch, Molotov, Phantom do not want to be one of the few that drop below that 4th place spot.
I'm a little worried for Ramranch. I think his composition is the weakest, but he did manage to get his Pirate Captain up to level 2. He managed to get his Dragon Mage build up, but he got a God of Thunder there, but I don't think that it's gonna do much in his composition, but it's gonna put him in either way and move out the Storm Spirit. I don't think that is a wise move from Ramranch, and that could be one of his biggest mistakes. Moving out that... Oh, but no, I was wrong. He might survive this. That God of Thunder ultimate was to his perfection.
It goes his way because as soon as the Pirate Captain rank 2 ultimate comes out, he's able to get the Swordsman spin as well as the Dragon Spit, throwing out the line AoE ultimate. Lots of different AoE abilities coming out at the same time, and Phantom's the first of the 4 to fall below that top 4 spot.
And we have the live ranking right now. Unfortunately, Lad is confirmed to be knocked out from this round. And Phantom, meanwhile, still have a chance. He's sitting on the 5th place.
Yeah, Phantom should be able to make it through because look at the 2 players that are fighting here. It's Ramranch and Molotov. Both of them are sitting on 8% hit points. So whoever falls below the other will be eliminated from the tournament. So those are the 2 most important matches to watch. Ramranch as well as Molotov. Whoever is the first one to be eliminated will be knocked out of the tournament, and there's no way anyone else can place below them. Frosty, with the buffer he got for the first game, even if he gets knocked out here, he will at least make it into the 2nd round. But Sangu and Shots, if they maintain this 1st and 2nd position, they have a very high chance of getting that bye directly into the grand finals of being 1st and 2nd. Shots was able to finish 2nd place in the 1st round of today.
And Frosty is facing off against Shots. Place number 1 here. And although Frosty does have 2 3-star units, Taboo Witches hanging on there. That Dragon Knight though, with the Shining Assassin's shield, will not protect her against the magical damage dished out by the Dragon Knight, and Frosty goes out at 6th place.
He'll still make it into the 2nd round of the tournament after his 1st round victory here and picking up a few points for 6th place. But again, all eyes on Ramranch and Molotov. If one of these 2 players gets eliminated before making it into, if they manage to make the comeback all the way to top 2, they're out of the tournament. Led, unfortunately, with the 2 back-to-back defeats, was the first player to be eliminated from the Oceanic Rivals top 16.
Marauder, his Siren is waiting for 1 more magical crystal for that op of refresh. And although he's not playing a God Mage build, but this build is very strong because of the physical damage that it could deal. Look at the Venomancer skill, as well as the Agassiz buff, and then he's got the Doom Arbiter as well. Doom Arbiter deal insane amount of physical damage, and you got the Naga buff as well. Naga buff can tide him through against mage players, but okay, we just switched to Molotov against
He's
Marauder.
up against Marauder.
Yep.
So he has some really good AoE damage, but the main threats are all in the back lines, not connecting until that final attack comes down. Razorclaw also getting hit by the Doom Arbiter means he doesn't get the ultimate off in time. His 2nd Razorclaw? Is that a 2nd Razorclaw yet? No, that's the God Mage. Wrong model going on, but Marauder is able to make short work of him. That's going to be enough. That's going to be the damage he will take. Sangu does get taken down here. Oh, 1% hit point again, so Molotov's going to be able to live through this one. Sangu does get eliminated first. So we'll have to wait to see what the updated live ranking is, because there is a chance that both Ram Ranch and Molotov can make it out if they get into that first 2 positions with the jumper points you'll see climbing up the ladder.
Yeah. And then Ram Ranch, ooh, that one Dragon Knight surviving. It's going to be one of the key moments in the game. I'm surprised that his God of Thunder decision actually exceeded my expectation. He switched out the Storm Spirit for him, and then it worked out really well. And but he's sitting on 3 gold here. He want to try to get the last
gold.
piece of a 2-star dragon. Oh, God of Thunder on Molotov at 1 HP.
Did Molotov mess
2
up
swords.
there?
Why?
No, he's got 2 sources going in. That's what he's decided to do instead. So really fast regeneration of mana.
That's right. Yeah.
He's against a NPC round, so he should be pretty comfortable no matter what he put in there anyway.
And we're gonna see what key items they're gonna pick up. 3 items dropped by the Thunder Heights. And is there gonna be a
Look at Shots. Shots again, just getting all the item combinations, while whereas Marauder has like 7 different KFC variety buckets going on for his items.
yeah, we got
He is the shop right now. Marauder is one of those shops where you go into it, you know, it's the first shop you see in any open world game. And it just has all these random bits and pieces that you don't want to buy, but you have.
yeah.
Look at that, level 3 God of War coming out.
He got shield on his Doom as well, his God of War. Level 3 God of War as well. Unfortunately, he won't be able to get the auto refresh on that Siren, but this is tanky enough. And oh, looks like Shots got himself a helicopter. Helicopter deals magical damage.
And incredibly good against formations like this too, because you see as soon as that ability comes out, it just hits everybody in that area. Strikes twice and great range damage too, so very safe, sitting comfortably in the back lines. This could be an elimination, and that could be Shots taking out the win. Down to 4% hit points. Shots holding on to first place. Marauder able to climb up to second. It was Ram Ranch got eliminated first, and Molotov that came in second, so Ram Ranch might be the player eliminated. We'll have to check with the scoreboard at the end of this match. But Shots has 100% guaranteed himself a direct seed into the grand finals next week.
Marauder picking up that level 3 God of War is very crucial. Even though he had the Naga buff, but it still wasn't good enough.
Unfortunately for Marauder, he needs to spend all his gold now, which he's not doing.
Maybe it's just, we're just going to stick around at second place. And
As Shots has got all the bits and pieces he could ever want in...
here's what I find interesting. 2 games in a row, Knights build, dominating both games. This is something to think about.
And the first game was a good transition coming out from Frosty, really identifying the fact that, you know, he could go into this Knights build. Second game was Shots just going, well, I got Dragon Knight 2 at round 12, I'm going to do it. Marauder actually holds on though. He doesn't fall to Shots. His position, he comes out clutch. That is a level 8 player to a level 10 player. Now Shots need to be a little bit scared, because if Marauder can hold on to these games, he's got the income advantage as well. Yes, Shots got the health advantage, but Marauder with 30 gold in his back pocket, he could start making some magic happen.
Yeah, so Marauder has a decision to make right now. He want to level up, or is he gonna... Oh, there we go. He's gonna put on his 6. Nice synergy there. He placed the helicopter back onto the bench.
And that's probably going to be GG. You can see Marauder has got another piece on the board for himself. The Shaman comes out, but that's about it. Everyone's used all their gold. Level 9 to level 10. Shots with the extra Knight buff should be in a firm position to try and take this game. Let's see if Marauder can try and hold.
Oh, he managed to silence the Dragon Knight. The Dragon Knight is silenced, and he's going to go down immediately.
Yeah, Dragon Knight still alive for a little bit longer. Not going down just yet. Got a few crucial attacks off. The stun comes out from the Siren. So that piece from Marauder, really good tech piece of the Shaman coming out. Did get the silence off. Didn't combo into the Doom silence, so he could have just locked down the Dragon Knight forever. But it is Shots that takes game 2, and with the first round and second round, with the first round coming in second and second round with the victory, Shots is going to be able to advance directly into the grand finals of the Oceanic rivals. So hats off to him. Marauder climbing all the way to second place. We saw his open fort play come out in game 1, and really good mid-game play, but dropped towards the 5th place position. So he'll be much happier with the 2nd place coming into this game. Led, unfortunately, gets eliminated, and we're really waiting to see the scoreboard to see what happens between Molotov as well as Ram Ranch, because those two were up for elimination that last round.
So there we go, game 2, and then we have shots dominating with Nikes. We saw Nikes dominating both games, and I think this just shows how the meta shifts. We saw a lot of people trying to grab feathered units, and then pay the price for it because everyone is trying to go for feather, and then there's some sort of competition there. And then if the thing about feather build is that if you don't get your key units to level 3, you're not going to be tanky enough against Dragon Knight composition.
Especially when a lot of the units you're using are Druid units, which are not as strong in comparison to units of the same cost or the same level. You really need to try and get them to level 3 as soon as possible. Just waiting to see what the score is going to be, and we have decided who the next rounds are going to be as well. Moving all the way into the grand finals is going to be Shots as well as Frosty, both of which were able to pick up a single victory in the last 2 rounds. Marauder coming in close. In 3rd place, 10 points, 1 behind Zangu at 8, Phantom at 7, and Molotov is able to hold on with 7 points himself. These 4 players will be making it into the next round. And unfortunately for Ram Ranch and Led, that's where their run in the tournament comes to an end. Both of them with last place finishes in Game 1 as well as Game 2, and they've been eliminated from the tournament. Marauder, Zangu, Phantom, and Molotov, they go into the next round. They wait to see who from Group B they're going to have to play against. Whereas Shots and Frosty can sit back, relax, and wait for next week where they'll play in the grand finals of the Oceanic Regional Finals.
Yep. So, yeah, that was pretty unfortunate for Ram Ranch and Led. Ram Ranch managed to get Led managed to get 2 points in the game 1 and then 0 points in game 2. Just shows the level of competition in this round. Small mistakes, small decision-making mistakes could actually cost you your chance to actually represent Oceania region in the APAC rivals.
And we're still seeing that consistency, Shots being top side, top 2 finishing in 2 games. Frosty with a great run in the first match in the middle of the pack, second. Marauder as well, middle of the pack run in the first match and then coming in second in game 2. So still lots of consistency, a little bit brutal for the place. First time we see them go straight into an elimination round where the bottom 2 get knocked out, but still the 4 players in the middle of the pack will get a chance to try and go towards the grand finals. But that's the end of round 1. We're going to go ahead and take a break. We'll bring you guys round 2 with Group B in just a bit.